You're gonna need a minute. No.
Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Brian, and I like Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Christmas movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Hey.
Oh boy!
Hello,
yeah.
everybody. How are you?
It's great. It's a great Friday.
No.
Saturday.
It's Saturday.
No.
It's a great
Thursday.
Sunday.
It's a great Sunday, everybody.
Yeah, the Lord's
Of course
Day,
it
baby.
The last one of this, well, it could be the first one of next week.
Sunday's the
Let's
beginning of the
not
week.
do
The
this.
last one
We're
of
caught up.
we're caught up until technically no, because now there's
No.
been more.
All new ones this weekend.
We are caught up where we are where we need to be.
What
Exactly.
a blizzard! What a Hallmark movie blizzard.
Yeah. You know what? We're good though.
We're
good.
We're better
good.
for it.
We are caught up.
How'd you feel on the big rush through?
That was it was a lot. That
It's a lot.
was a lot.
It's a lot.
It was
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
doing what we did, how we busted through a bunch of
Yeah.
them all together in our nice new chairs.
Yeah,
But it's a lot. It is. I thought it would be no problem. Like, this is nothing, and it's a lot.
it is.
Yep.
It's 4 in a day is the max because we used to do 5 and 6 in a day.
That's
The
unbelievable.
fifth one we're
Four feels good.
Four
Four
feels
you can
great.
do, and you can just be like, you know
just
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Five
And I watched
is-
another that night. I still had
Yeah,
one
you
in
did.
me. So
Yeah, you
that
had
was
one
a
in
good
you.
amount.
But you didn't have to
That's-
record it.
No, I
That's
didn't.
right.
No, I didn't have to work. Didn't have
That's
to
right.
do the work.
You didn't have to,
Let's
didn't have
do
to
the
do
hard
it.
work. That's right.
Guys, let me ask you this. We are in December.
You okay?
We are.
Is the spirit moving? Are you gonna be all right?
We
Let me
are
ask you this.
we're in
The ghost of slow motion.
He's
Let me
entered
ask
another
you.
dimension.
Let me ask you this.
Wow.
my batteries ran out.
Oh.
Let me ask you this, guys. We are in December, and so much is made of this month. Overhyped or underdelivered? What do you think?
Those are both bad things, though.
What do you think?
Overhyped or underdelivered.
Yeah.
Underdeliver.
It can't just be good.
Or good?
December's your favorite month of the year.
I know. I'm asking you guys. I know where I stand on it.
Overhyped or underdelivered.
Or just right. Papa bear, mama bear, baby bear.
I will say underdelivered.
That's what my answer too.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Underdelivered.
What is the right answer?
Yeah.
Just right.
Oh,
Can I tell you why? It's while I've expanded my love of Christmas outside of just Thanksgiving to Christmas, December has become a little bit more of a slog for me
yeah.
because these 3 weeks, we got a lot going on. It's all great stuff, but I coach a basketball team too. I like to spend time with my kids. And so the 3 weeks of December, under delivering now, but Christmas as a whole is just right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mary,
Oh,
Almost kiss Baxter.
Baxter.
Yeah.
This, your family, basketball.
Oh, marry my family.
Okay.
Almost kiss. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I probably almost kissed this in Baxter basketball.
Yeah.
That's a tough spot to be in though, Bran.
Yeah.
Those are the three things.
I gave you the
wrestled
out.
on.
I finally I
Yeah.
gave you the out with your family, and you chose not to use
That's
it.
right. That's right.
Um,
Okay. Mary almost kissed Baxter. This
Right.
Sugar cookies at Christmas time.
Okay.
Decorations outside your house.
wow, that's not that hard.
Marry this, almost kiss, sugar cookies.
Wow.
Baxter decorations.
Baxter
You wouldn't decorate.
I
your
can still
house.
decorate the inside of my
No
house.
decorations at all.
Still cookies, right? I mean, you got to.
Almost kiss decorations.
You Baxter all decorations.
I could not do a Christmas without decorating my house on the inside.
so
Yeah,
that means you're
yeah,
Baxtering cookies.
He is.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
You
Sorry.
switched it.
Yes, I switched it when I found out that I couldn't do the
Decorate.
inside either.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No decorations is tough.
No
It's
decoration. That
tough.
would be
Yeah.
no tree, no
Oh,
nothing.
You see all these other houses
Yeah.
decorated?
No
Painful.
tree, no nothing.
That's right. So Mary almost kissed Baxter. This decorating for Christmas at all your family. That's what you did to me.
Yeah.
That's what you did to me.
Yeah.
So I would do.
You're going to get rid of this. You're going to Baxter
I would get
this.
rid of this.
Yeah.
My family decorating this.
Decorating
That's
is
probably
more
right.
important than this.
Yes.
Wow.
This came before decorating. I mean, before no, decorating came before this.
Well, basketball
So
came
that's
before
always-
this for me.
No, but you took a break, so it restarts.
Yeah, he hasn't stopped.
Restarts.
It restarts.
I haven't
is what
stopped
you're saying.
decorating.
Crumble cookies.
Man, so great.
Yeah. I would, if I couldn't decorate my house,
Yeah.
I would give,
You seem very sad.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I
Just
would,
thinking about
it's just, yeah.
Mm.
Because I could still watch these movies and not review them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Good.
Yeah.
Just
One
start a
day
new
I will.
podcast.
We're not going to talk about it, but one day,
You think
God
so?
forbid,
You think there's going to be a day you're alive and not doing this?
I hope not. I hope that I die here on air.
Try to make that happen.
No, is that just me?
You hope you die on air.
You know,
Oh, it's a tough one. The review.
Hey,
the host died.
if we could have,
1 star.
I'm telling you this.
well, hold on. If my death can't get 5 stars, what can?
This podcast used to be good, but now they're pretty much dead. I will say this: we will kill you if we have a half dozen more quinceañera movies.
If I die on air, will you guys keep doing the pod?
We got to at least
Like
finish.
in that moment?
No.
Just keep moving
We got to
past.
finish strong that episode. I'll go over a weekend at Bernie's you for a Merry Christmas,
Yeah.
and then we'll probably have a proper burial for sure.
Of me or the pod?
Both.
Okay.
Oh well, the pot will go on.
Yeah, we'll throw your
The
tap
pod's
shoes
going
in
to go
with
on without me.
Yeah. We can find. There's 1,000 brands.
you. Should we put the call out now just to have a backup
Just
plan?
have a backup.
Guys, I've had a lot of cookies this year. So it's good to have a backup plan. It's good to have a backup plan. You've seen how I am if I eat too many cookies in one sitting.
Yes.
You hear me in the
Yeah, I've heard
background.
about that.
Yeah.
A Tale of Two Christmases originally aired on, guys, I don't know. I
I
don't
was
know.
hoping you would because I don't have the
Friday?
date either.
Friday? Thursday? Monday?
It wasn't Thursday.
It was a day.
Are you sure it wasn't Thursday?
No.
No? You're not sure of that at all?
I think it was
I
Saturday.
think it's Saturday.
Yeah, I think it was Saturday.
Saturday, whatever that was, in November, way back then.
A week and a day ago.
And it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off with a lot of split screen action. Split screen this. You're seeing her walk down the street in different angles. Emma stayed up all night working on a model of a new
She's
Hotel.
an architect, so like a housing something or another.
In Atlanta?
Miami
Florida, Miami.
Party with the city. And the heat is on
The heat's on down there.
All night.
all
On the
night.
beach.
At the break of dawn.
Going to Miami.
It's Miami. And she made it snowy, even though it's in Miami. And so then she starts to freak out. She goes into the bathroom. She basically destroys it. There's a guy at her office building who's a lawyer. His name is Max. And she has a crush on Max, despite only saying hi to him every once in a while. But after her disaster with the model, they end up on the elevator together, and they start talking, and the sparks are flying. He invites her to his Christmas Eve party that he has for friends that don't have family in town. And she's like, I can't. I'm going home for the holidays. And so she's about to walk into her apartment, and she sees Santa outside ringing the bell. And Santa says, what do you want for Christmas? And she says, I just want something good to happen in my life, finally. So not dramatic at all. Santa says, everything will happen as it should. You just got to believe.
If you just believe.
We then see Santa outside ringing his bell in the direction of her window, which is, everyone knows that is the A-OK for magic in this general direction.
A-OK
And
for magic.
her alarm clock then resets. So she wakes up the next morning, terribly late for her plane. She misses the flight. But that actually ends up being good news because she gets a call from her boss saying that the client still wants to see a model if she can get something to him by dinner. But then we see another version. We'll call it Life 2 for now, where she makes it to the airport in time, makes her flight, lands, gets picked up by old family friend Drew. They pepped up. They do the old classic, like old friend stuff where they make fun of each other and whatnot. You know the kind. She gets the same voicemail from her boss saying that, talking about the model, and Drew's like, nothing you can do here, huh? Just enjoy the holiday. Back to Life 1, she heads to the office and is surprised to see Max, who says that he likes coming into the office on Christmas Eve to watch people fight through the hustle and bustle on the street below.
He's a monster.
And they end up spending time together, walking around, planning a party. And he's like, hey, I want you to know that I'm considering this a date. Cut to life 2, and she's spending time with Drew. They're having a good time. She's helping him to take his sweater off. All above board, folks, all above board. We cut back and forth between the two lives. Both guys are great. They're both different. Max is a fancy money boy with fancy money friends.
So he's going to win, right?
And Drew is a good old boy who owns an inn with snow. Who do you think's going to win?
Man, I don't know.
It's a lodge, not an inn, right?
Based upon
Lodge?
decades.
Sorry, the Lodge.
Okay, they're different. They're different.
Mary Lodge. Almost kissing in. It's Christmas Eve, and she goes to both parties in this thing.
Yeah.
Like
a
the
sliding
Max's party, her parents' party. She feels kind of a less than compared to everyone else at Max's party. She loses charades. She drops a Yule log. But that doesn't stop them from kissing under the mistletoe. But things are also popping with Drew. They almost kiss, but they get into an argument about how they're not like pushing themselves in life. I don't know. The argument just kind of happened. It was over my head, out of my mind. How could I have ever been so blind? So she wakes up the next day, checks her phone, and I'm going to say it's Christmas. And she gets a text from Max saying, "Hey, we're going skiing. Hope to see you at the airport."
Terminal
And
3,
then a video or something from her parents saying, "We miss you at the party. Looking forward to seeing you," because she's going to go home today. To the new flight.
Yeah.
Right.
So she gets to the airport. She sees Max, and she's like, "You know what, Mac? You're a little too uppity for me." Basically, way nicer than that. Because here's the thing. She wakes up with the memories of both nights.
Yes, correct.
Like both things.
Yeah.
And she decides that the life that she wants is back home with Drew. So she gets home. She tells her dad that she wants to move here, work with him, do the architect thing here because she got the offer to work on the Miami thing, but she's not going to be able to go to Miami to be boots on the ground. She's going to have to do it here. So she wants to do something where she actually feels valued, and she thinks moving here, working with dad is actually going to do that. And then she goes to see Drew, who is like, this seems familiar, right? But like, kind of out of the blue, like, hey, I want you to know that I like you and all this stuff. And he's like, cool, I like you too. And they kiss as the lights are going nice. So that's the life we're having. And that, my friends, was A Tale of Two Christmases.
We did it.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll break this movie down even more on Deck the Hallmark. Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark. Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark. Deck the Hallmark.
Deck the-
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Deck the Hallmark. It is your fully alive spring chicken, Bran.
It's your fully alive
Check his
spring.
pulse. Yep.
My pulse is still
Another
popping.
segment down. He's
Exactly.
still alive.
Still
Exactly
couldn't
right.
take me down.
For those of you that don't believe in a miracle, I'm still standing. Let's do this. Let's start with the hot take. Let's start with you, Brian. Brian, what did you think of The Tale of Two Christmases?
Here's what I thought about it. So I liked the beginning was very cool.
Your sweater's a delight.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. This is probably 10, 12 years old.
That is,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
I love it.
Thank you.
All
Me
right,
too.
carry on.
Anyway, very warm. So I like what they were doing. We were all really curious how they're going to do this movie early
Yeah.
on. We didn't know, was she going to be like get a head injury? I think that was what I was rooting for
Was this-
early on.
was
Rooting
this-
for head injury.
Was this on my top 5?
You were very excited about
Like
this.
a- of
I
Intrigues?
think it was
Intrigues.
very,
Did I- we had-
Did I
on.
cream this movie?
We did host the Intrigues.
Yeah.
We didn't tell anybody, but in October we hosted the
Yes.
Intrigues.
Yeah.
It was a full ceremony, a lot of pomp and circumstance, but all under the table.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You know what
Okay.
didn't win an Intrigue? VR.
That's right.
And you guys know why.
We don't talk about it. So yeah, there was a lot I was really curious, and I liked how they did it, how they were going back and forth between the two nights, the two experiences throughout the movie. Instead, I thought it was going to be all one, middle of the movie, switch to the other.
Switch.
They didn't do that, and so
Yeah.
I liked how they intertwined it. I thought it was kind of funny, like quirky. The characters,
Uh-huh.
the actors were great. We hadn't seen this like collection of folks together, and
That's
I thought
true.
it was
We
really
had
good.
not seen this collection of folks
I
together.
thought we were
That's
getting
accurate,
Cat Barrel. We got Cat Burrell, which fine.
Yeah, okay.
I probably
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Probably better. So
Time out. Cat Barrel's time out. Her last name is B.U.
no,
Burrell?
no.
No, it's Barrel.
Okay,
But
it is Barrel. I thought Brand mispronounced it that badly.
Oh, I thought it was really Burrell, and Barrel was a joke.
Barrel.
It's-
Yeah. I'm just making sure.
Barrel.
You
Yeah, yeah.
said Burrell. I was like, does it have a U in it?
No,
and he said Barrel?
No.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha. No,
Yeah.
no.
I'm not above that.
Noted.
at reading.
Noted for the future. I liked it. The only thing was at the end, I was just so confused. I was so confused at the end that I couldn't get over it. We assumed there was a mistake on the screen on the phone at the end. We have to assume that.
Yes, of
Little
course.
tiny error, typographical error, tiny, not just almost
Yeah.
inconsequential.
It is not inconsequential.
Not at all. And so I was
Definitely.
Do you
left
want
like,
to explain it,
So-
or do we going to save it for wait what?
it is I mean, we have to. I think we should because it's a big
it's
deal.
a massive. It's the
huge.
wait what of the movie.
When her alarm goes off after all the dreaming and she looks at her phone, it says December 24th, which is Christmas
6
Eve.
a.m. That's right.
6 a.m. Which all of the things that happened in the whole movie supposedly happened
Happened on
on
Christmas
Christmas
Eve.
Eve.
Right.
So it was
Correct.
supposed to be December 25th.
So
we
if
think.
you see that, if you see that it says December 24th, like we did,
Yeah.
you spend the next like couple minutes being like, what happened?
The
You
whole
think
movie.
both were
Because-
a dream. You think
because-
both
Yes.
were a dream, and now she gets to get up in the morning to decide.
Right.
Yes,
Which I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
But it
That's not
can't
what
be.
happened.
No, can't.
so I was left just reeling, like just not. I felt dumb. Really, I felt dumb. I was hoping to come in, and after I walked out for the ending, and I was hoping to get some clarification, and it didn't help. So I liked the movie. It was pretty good. It was pretty entertaining, but I'm just so confused by the ending that I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
heck?
Yes, I enjoyed this movie. I thought that it was fun. I think my problem with it is like for a good bit of the movie, I really liked Max.
Mm.
Like usually when there's another guy, like they're not really all that likable, but I kind of liked him,
Yeah.
right?
All
And
his
so
details.
I was in like a sticky wicket here because I'm like, I know that she's gonna end up at home with this Drew guy, but I don't know. I kind of think Drew's kind of a doofus, and I'm kind of liking this guy. So I don't know. I was in a tough place. Like I would have rather. I think I would have rather him do something deplorable to make me like be like, yeah, don't go skiing with him. But I'm like, now I kind of want to know what the ski trip was like.
He likes
Um,
crumble cookies, I think is something
Oh,
about
yeah,
him.
yeah.
100%. 100. Listen, there are things about this guy that I don't like. He doesn't like real trees.
Yeah.
He, you know,
Has a deck. He doesn't play guitar. And he
Doesn't-
has a
yeah.
guitar.
yeah.
Come
So
on, I
there's
don't like
things
that.
there's things about him that I don't like, but I don't know. He wasn't like all that bad. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like lots of times when there's that other guy, like clearly like bad
He
guy,
thinks
like
plain hot chocolate's better. He thinks
He
plain
well,
does.
hot
ethically
cocoa-
sourced.
Ethically sourced. That's
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
I'll say this. This is. Hold on. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
If the hot chocolate itself is really good, then I probably would still put marshmallows on it, but I can see, just like coffee, not wanting to muck it up,
Sure.
enjoying it for what it is, which is ethically sourced, really
Yeah.
rich, beautiful hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Ethically sourced is the key.
It
So
is.
I'm just saying, I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Mm,
Max wasn't all that bad.
yeah.
So I don't know.
but he
I
did
was
feel like he in a different light.
in a different light. I thought he was going to
Yeah.
not invite
He's
anybody
an-
else to the party.
He's an
Yeah.
American
Lock the
psycho.
doors.
Sure.
Yes. So there is that
Yes.
side of the movie as well. But like that wasn't the case. He just ended up kind of like his biggest flaw was that he was rich and had rich friends.
Yeah, it's Evan. Is it Evan Roderick who was in Autumn in the City?
Yeah,
where
which
he
we
was on-
liked.
and he was good in that movie.
Yeah. And I said after we figured out who he was that I was thinking before that her little block looked like the block from Autumn in the
Yes.
City.
There you go.
It looks like a kind of like
Yeah.
a set. So I don't know. I don't know if there's something going on there. Like you just shot
But
one and then shot
she
the
was
other
in
one.
Chicago though, and that was New York.
Yeah,
So,
so
it
that's
couldn't have been.
completely different.
Yeah, there's no way.
So yeah, I don't know. The movie was fine. I did like the going back and forth thing. I thought it was cool, and I do obviously with the big miss of the date on the phone. Like honestly, if you didn't point it out, I don't know if I would have noticed it. Like it happened and we had to
It's
rewind
pretty
it.
massive, but
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.
Yeah, if
bad.
you
Like
look away
when you're
for
looking
that.
for it,
Yeah.
like that is. But that's
But I did see it the first time, and I.
But I think it's so clear that it did it. Like it's clear what happened. That unless you're like,
Just
oh,
how-
this is December 20th.
How do you get there though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Sure.
do you edit the movie and not fix that?
Yep.
Like that is a very pivotal point in this movie.
Yes.
That's got to be right.
It's gotta be.
There's just no excuses there.
Mm.
Yeah, this movie's unfortunate. It gives an opportunity to have a new spin on the Hallmark movie that everyone thinks they watch every year, which is big city girl goes back to hometown and falls in love with a dude who's just been there working the whole time. And that's it. People that don't watch these movies, that's the movie that think happens every time. And this movie gives the opportunity for a big business girl to stay in town and see what it's like to have that experience too. And instead, they let the big city girl stay in town and plan a party, which is not her job, occupation, or professional inclination. It was weird. It was weird that we let her stay in town and not fall in love with the person that shares her professional interest. Instead, help him plan a party. Instead of like moving forward in what Hallmark plots could be, it like set us back somehow. Somehow this new little gadgetry was just window dressing for the same movie we've seen 1,000 times. Are there some like fun moments in there? Yes. Is it a good idea? Sure. But as soon as you realize, oh no, they're doing the same thing they've done for over a decade and they've just made you think that they're not, it becomes a different movie. I knew where Max was going from the get-go. As soon as you're wealthy and have things ethically sourced, unfortunately in Hallmark world, you're not the man for her. So that just is how that works. The movie's unfortunate because it's a missed opportunity in my opinion.
Feels, Brian, what do you got?
So the cocoa bar was intriguing to me.
Yeah.
You just got done telling me about the cocoa bar at the farm and
Oh,
all the
man.
toppings. And so I'm kind of on this kick of having some cocoa, ethically sourced, of course.
Yes, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, obviously you start there. And so that cocoa bar, just all the cocoa talk, I need to get some cocoa ingredients and get to work here.
Get to work, buddy. You guys know by now how much I love a magical Santa. So
In a
yeah,
Hawaiian shirt on Christmas
that was
Day,
going to work
which
for
was
me.
my favorite part of the movie.
That was going to work for me. And I also did love that in both the dream and the real life, all you needed to do was jiggle the cord to fix the lights, which is so like true. It's so true. Like electricity is just freaking wild. And it's so true. And every time you think you figured it out, it's like, have you plugged it back in? Did you unplug it and plug it back in? Did you jiggle the wire? Like we're still at the point with tech where we're just
Turn
like,
it off and turn it on.
have you tried to reboot it? Like, so I just love that was just wiggle the cord and I think it'll fix. So that made me happy.
Yeah. The dad in this movie represents the highest scene and lowest scene of this movie. And those were my feels. He gives this speech to his daughter about what makes me proud is just you being you and loving what you do. And it's a really good speech. And like he's tearing up and it really feels authentic and it was wonderful. And then when she flies back home, they're in the car and she's like, do you want to start a business together like we always talked about? If this dad from the earlier scene was in that scene, he would like probably have to be quiet because he's breaking down crying.
Yeah.
This guy acts like he's never met this woman before.
It's like, do you have a name tag? I could get
He's
you.
like, I bet you'll be bringing the coffee in when we start this job. It was weird. It was a weird scene. And so those were my feels was when was that filmed versus when the first one was? Could have been what the Hallmark 2. That's what I got.
The best part of it, she was like, you're going to be bringing me the coffee. And then he like pauses. He's like, no, you're going to be the one bringing the coffee to me.
And never like, oh my gosh, my dreams are coming true.
Yeah.
No emotion, no, it's a weird
You
scene.
don't joke with him about who's bringing the coffee in.
Don't do it.
He will not do
Don't
it.
do it.
Let's take one more quick break. We'll come back at the Wait, What, and the What, the Hallmark here on Deck the Hallmark on WAVR, the
Beef Bowl.
animal.
Atrium Street.
I just realized Brian listened to our whole argument about atrium and antrim earlier.
Yeah.
Did you hear atrium street?
Heard that. Caught that
Can
one.
confirm this is what we are off the podcast.
What? Who was right?
He knows.
Who's right?
What do you
Dan,
mean? Yes.
Brent helped you get there, but Bran is Bran is the reason you don't have to do Sudoku, I think, because you're as a mental exercise having a conversation
with
because
Bran
you
having to
get
fill in all the
little
gaps
sprinkles of details
yeah,
and
yeah,
information,
of
not even
what you-
details,
yes, that's right.
to get you there. And so together it just works.
What did you say in
great.
the office the other day? You're like, oh, did you see?
See what
Did you see? I made myself laugh, and I'm supposed to somehow figure out what you're talking about.
That was the whole.
That was the whole sentence. Hey, did you see?
I
made myself laugh.
I don't even remember what it was.
It was some comment you made on some thread.
Oh, it was
yeah.
about the new hire.
Yeah.
That's
Which
right.
was funny.
It was. We all agreed it was
Did
funny.
you see? I made myself
As
laugh.
soon as I had all of the information, yes,
We
it
all
was
laughed.
funny.
Well, okay, cool. Let's talk about this. Wait, what? Tale of Two Christmases.
Yes.
Right?
Tale of Two Christmases. So my first one was that her clock, when the magic happens and her clock goes out, it's flashing 12 o'clock
On her phone.
on her alarm
Oh,
clock.
okay.
Alarm clock. Let me see here, and then it's 7:42 when or something like that when she actually wakes up and looks
Yes.
on her phone. I believe it's 7:42, but her alarm clock is still flashing 12.
12.
Right.
That's
That's
right.
just my alarm clock, which I do still have an old school alarm
You
clock.
have an actual alarm clock.
I do.
Bro.
I do. I use my phone, but the alarm clock has been
No.
around forever,
It's too bright.
and it's just
I can't.
yeah, it's just there.
if
for
I
the
go into a
time.
hotel room and there's an alarm clock, I literally put something on top of
Yeah.
it. So
Yes,
like,
I unplug it immediately.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone used
yeah,
an
we
alarm
still
clock
have
anymore.
it. Still have
In
it.
the year of our Lord 2022.
It's one of those like rectangle brown, like
You
like when
can't.
yeah,
You
it's one of
don't,
those. It's one of
Brian.
those.
but you don't
Why?
set it.
No, we don't use it as an alarm clock.
Then why
It's
do you
just-
have it?
It's my wife's. She wants to hold on to it. It tells the time. It's got sometimes the radio
It
turns on.
tells the time.
You know, it's there.
sometimes the rate just automatic. Is it like got a
No,
poltergeist?
it's
in
set to no, it doesn't speak to us, but it shows the time. But on that, it flashes 12 and then
Yeah.
it starts counting.
Someone in the group is saying I don't wake up with a phone alarm clock.
Just on your own?
I don't
Oh.
understand how you live with an alarm clock. I didn't know that was a thing that still existed.
Well, I
real
don't.
life.
It's not used as an alarm clock. We have one, but we don't use it.
So,
every
but
day.
your point is that when it reset, it would
It
then
would-
it
it
would
would
be
not keep-
blinking.
But
it would
keep
not
the
have been.
time.
It would have been.
It wouldn't be staying on 12.
No. It was a 9.
Right?
No, it wouldn't. It should have been at 10:30. It should have been at 9:12. That's the time it should have been flashing. Because 9 hours later, she went to bed at 10:30. It was 7 something in the morning, 7:40. It should have been 9.
I don't know.
I don't, wait a minute. Now we've got real fuzzy math here because if it's an old alarm clock. No. I see what you're saying.
7, right.
But like when the power goes out on my microwave or my stove, it just flashes zeros or 12 until I set it.
It doesn't start counting.
No.
See, mine when the power goes out and it comes back on, it starts counting.
Yeah, I
immediately.
think I'm
But
with
all
Dan
those
on this
alarm
one.
clocks have battery backups, even like from 20 years ago.
Yeah, this one's just plugged
Not
into
on
the
Home
wall.
Alone. Have you seen Home Alone?
Have you?
Home Alone?
What
I've
time was
seen-
theirs flashing?
I've seen Home
0?
Alone.
12. It was
12,
stayed on 12.
yeah.
So this might just be my alarm clock.
Yeah.
So
you
you've
do a lot
got
of
a
math
you've
there.
got a, you've got an alarm clock
The
that's
whole
just
system,
ahead
yeah.
of its time. Why would that be helpful?
what? That it starts counting?
Yeah.
it wouldn't.
At all.
It would be
it'd be
more helpful to
worse.
stay at
Stay
12.
at 12.
That's right. It would be
It
real
would
bad.
be. So,
You're
I,
right.
so I have
Yeah.
a bad alarm
You
clock.
not only do you still have an alarm clock, but it's not a good one.
It's a terrible. It's very deceiving because if you're not careful, you would think that it's set,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah. Very
Uh,
interested in this
So I'm
movie.
glad we
Home
talked
Alone.
about that. Yeah, Home Alone. So Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Dad,
Bring it back out.
is this a joke?
She has to be the most efficient packer because she's heading to the airport, heading home
Green
for the
Bay.
holidays with the smallest amount of luggage I've ever seen somebody drag through an airport. She has a briefcase, a suitcase that I don't even want to call it like luggage. It's so minuscule. It's like a laptop carrier on wheels.
She's got stuff at the house.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
So little luggage. And the mother says that the business this is great. The mother, Miss Roberts, I think it was.
Sure.
She's
Mrs. Roberts. That's right.
Mrs. Roberts says that the business at the lodge has doubled since the dad died. Sick burn. It's like, ouch. I heard that. and
How bad of an employee was he?
They could not wait for this guy to kick
That's
it
right.
so business could
Yeah.
pick back up. And I'm just like, that was a weird line. That's a weird way
Yeah.
to say that. And the last one, I'll stop on this. I don't know a lot about vision boards, but the lady who played the judge said that she had a vision board like since she was a kid. And then she was asked, so did you always want to be a judge or did you always know what you wanted to be? And she said, no, I had no clue. I was like a French major and all this stuff. Isn't that like the point of a vision board? You know, like what you want to do and it's on there.
Yeah.
Isn't that
that's
the
what
point
a
of it?
vision board
Yeah.
is.
All right.
I learned that in Christmas Detour.
So you are a Christmas vision board expert then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She
Good.
carries it with her on a plane.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I had a few there. That was it.
Somebody in the Facebook chat says, I think Brian's a diva.
Because of an alarm clock?
That's it. That's all. There's no other context. And
yeah.
it just says Facebook users.
Just if you're gonna say
so
stuff
I
like that,
can't tell
put it
who
in
it
a
is.
review. Okay? That's
Yeah.
where that talk belongs.
Man.
So at the beginning of this movie, she walks into the office with her board, and her friend, coworker, person. Did you just say this one?
No.
She says you're 7 hours late. Okay.
Uh-huh.
We see the clock. It's 2:00 in the afternoon, which means that she was supposed to be at work at 6 a.m.
7 a.m.
7 a.m.
7 a.m. to 2 p.m. is
Yeah,
7
7
hours.
hours.
Okay. Either way,
Still-
that's
7
early.
a.m. is
Still,
early.
that
That's
is
an early
early.
morning.
Yeah.
I mean, we get in here at 6, but that's
Right.
early. I mean, that's
Guys are
early.
the
That's early.
exception.
That's early.
Yeah, if you listen at 6 a.m.
But also, you're 7 hours late.
that's right. It's weird.
A lot. My guy Drew says this line when he pulls out like a bobby pin thing for hair. The gift shop has a lot of stuff in the closet if you know where to look.
Okay, Drew.
What?
All right, Drew.
Weirdo. I don't know
That's
what
weird.
you're talking about. That's the biggest mistletoe I've ever seen
Yep.
in my
Oh,
life.
it's
Just
massive.
a
He did not
ginormous
want her to miss it.
Yeah.
mistletoe. Cannot miss it. Also, this is my favorite thing ever. Take it to the tape. It's worth it. She has
we
she-
laughed a long time about this.
she has the Yule log,
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
and she's got her heels on, and she's walking. There's music already in the background. There's like
It's like a happy music. Yeah.
And she stumbles once, and you just hear the music go womp womp,
Womp womp.
like over top of
Yeah,
the
it
nice
doesn't
piano music.
change.
It's just like
Womp
it was great. It was because in case you didn't see her trip, now you know by the womp womps. You wouldn't know it in the case of the womp womps. I loved it. It made me laugh. Dan?
Yeah, she says, and this is just me talking, I'm aware. She says pizza is unacceptable for Christmas Eve. And I want to tell you, lady, and everyone out there listening, pizza is always acceptable. Period. End of discussion. Brandon and I will eat pizza every day. We'll do it.
Mhm.
Doesn't hurt our feelings at all. What are party poppers? They say that you have to have party poppers at a Christmas Eve party. And we got the best we could figure is they're those things that you pull and stuff comes out of them. We did a prank on Panda one time with the
Mhm.
party poppers. If that's what they're talking about, why do you need those on Christmas Eve? Have you ever seen one of those on Christmas Eve? Is it a food? Are we missing the boat there? I didn't know what that was. Our leading guy, Drew, says, you know what they say, things happen when they're meant to, I guess, if you say so. Then our other leading guy, Mac or Alex, whatever his name is, says, statistically, you only win charades 50% of the time. How many teams are in charades? There are way too many variables for you to come hot out of the gate and say you win charades 1 out of every 2 times you play it.
Yeah.
That's not a stat.
I didn't know how to take that stat.
You
I didn't know
cannot
if it was
possibly document that stat.
I didn't know if it was like a stat he actually had on hand or if he made it up to make her feel better. I didn't know how to take it. It was an interesting.
weird.
It was an interesting line.
Yeah. And I do feel bad here for Aunt Martha because Aunt Martha clearly she's 85 years old. She's starting to lose her memory, and her niece is trying anything possible to not be near her. So like literally Drew, it's Drew, is that his name?
Yeah.
He says, as soon as your Aunt Martha gets in here, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. They are trying to avoid having to talk to an 85-year-old woman with memory issues. That's as mean as I've ever heard in these movies from our leading couple.
Yeah.
They're actively avoiding their older relative. That's real bad. That's real bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got for now.
Let's do the Hallmark?
If we have to, yeah.
Or shall we wonder what could have been? Maybe have to get some critical. What should we still have? Brian?
So I'm kind of curious about the cooking classes at the lodge because at first I thought that's a really dumb idea because if this is a ski lodge, people are going there to ski, maybe eat and drink at the bar and then get out of there. It's not a cooking destination. But then I was thinking sometimes my dad skis and my mom wants to go with him, but doesn't want to ski. So I wonder, maybe she would be interested in taking a cooking class at the lodge. So it might not be that bad of an idea. So I wonder how it goes. That's it.
That's it. Womp womp.
Womp.
I
Without the
still,
womp womp, you wouldn't have known.
You wouldn't have known.
yeah, I mean, I'm still not 100% certain about what happens
Yeah,
at the end of
yeah,
this movie.
No.
I feel like we've done the best we could, but there's also a chance where we're just wrong
Yeah, we might be missing
about
it.
how we're interpreting the movie. Like, there is a chance that it is somehow
Mhm.
still Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And she dreamed both of those things. I don't know.
I don't either.
There's a chance that we are just totally missing it here. So I would love to know what the person who wrote this movie and the director, how they envisioned the ending of this movie being.
Yeah.
Because I'm not totally
It's a
100%.
mess.
Definitely.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
I have to know this. The big city here is Chicago, Illinois.
That's right.
And she is in a cab twice in this movie.
Mhm.
Once near the beginning, once near the end. And in both instances, we have the same cab driver. I couldn't put this in the wait what because it's just so obviously ridiculous that they had to do it for a reason, and I'd love to know what that reason is, because the two have very little to do with each other. He does get a joke in both, but like, I want to know what the point was there. Were they filming it the same day and they just decided to do it? To have the same cab driver twice in Chicago over the course of 2 days would be really, really impressive.
That's
So
his neighborhood, I think.
that's
Those are
his
streets.
territory.
Those
That's
are
right.
his streets.
Yeah, of course.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
What a week it's been,
What a
everybody.
week.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to be back. The Netflix is back tomorrow, everybody. Finally, missed those guys and Jax. Missed Alonzo and Jax, I guess is the easiest
That's the
way
way
to
to
say
say
it. We'll be back tomorrow with the Noel Diary, everybody, on the
Mm.
Netflix. Can't wait for that. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is the That Sounds Fun podcast. It's produced by Tracy Noah's name. It's recorded live in, that Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com.
Quinceañera.